Pro Football Weekly gives you the way we see it on the Indianapolis Colts. And Arthur, Jim Caldwell out as head coach. It took a little while to get there, but finally the move was made. I think a lot of people maybe suspected during the season. Now that he's gone, who do you expect them to be looking for? What kind of style of coach do you expect to come in for Indy?
Well, I think it's important to note that this move wasn't because Jim Caldwell's a bad football coach. He's a guy who had a bad season under very difficult circumstances. That doesn't just erase, immediately what he did the year before, getting that team to the playoffs, winning a division with all the injuries, and then, of course, getting them to the Super Bowl in his first year on the job. But that aside, I think that the number one reason this move was made was, of course, to get a clean slate with GM Ryan Grigson on board, but more importantly, it was looking forward. Andrew Luck is going to be an Indianapolis Colt in a couple months, and I think that they decided that Jim Caldwell is not the guy to develop a new quarterback, to start anew. So I think that that's certainly going to be at the top of the list, is finding a guy who has worked with quarterbacks before and a guy who is going to be right out of the gate with Andrew Luck and looking ahead.
That same coach will likely have to have some input as to what happens with Peyton Manning. Obviously, his health is going to be the biggest deciding factor in that, but how does this move affect what happens with Peyton?
It's a great question. I'm still going to maintain that, Jim Irsay is on record as saying Peyton's going to be back if he's healthy. I don't think this changes that. Do I think Peyton's thrilled about the news that's come out today? No, I'm not sure. He's a creature of habit. He's a guy who likes things to be very consistent. He doesn't, at this age of his career, he's going to be 36 when next season begins. So it's hard to imagine him being happy about, getting ready to learn a whole new offense with a new head coach. But still, I don't expect Irsay to go back on his word. More importantly, I don't expect the Colts to just give up Peyton Manning for nothing. And we found out that trading him is not going to be a possibility with that cap hit. So I think Peyton's still going to be back if he's healthy. I think Luck is going to be a Colt, and I think that that's going to be the thrust of the head coaching search, is finding a guy who can work with quarterbacks.
For a team that was as bad as it was this year, it's going to be a very fun offseason. Maybe more fun than the season was for Colts fans, seeing what happens next. That's the latest of what's going on with the Indianapolis Colts. For the best coverage of the league, check us out at ProFootballWeekly.com.
It's never too early to start thinking about the NFL Draft, and Pro Football Weekly's new draft database has you covered. Check out updated player rankings for over 750 prospects and our exclusive PFW Stock Watch. Just go to the Draft tab at ProFootballWeekly.com.